The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18.
Live. What the hell? Okay, my apologies. We are now live on our finale of Dork-Vania, and we're going to be pulling winners quite shortly. So if you didn't submit yet, message me really quick, Leo Pond on Facebook, and it will get you added. But pretty much if you don't do it in the next 5 minutes, you're going to be out. And with us,
I just heard one.
With us today, we have Sir Patrick.
I'm Batman. How are you doing, everybody?
And as I call your name, if you just want to say which podcast you're from, do a little plug. So, Patrick.
Oh yeah, I'm on. I almost said Super Retro because I'm looking right at Steven. I am host of both the Shark Bites podcast and the much more popular Throwdown Thursday podcast, along with my partner on the show and my partner in life, Ashes Von Nightmare. And I know Kung Fu.
Thank you, Steven.
Hello, I'm Steven, and I run the Super Retro Throwback Reviews Audio Files podcast and the CSI Vegas Files podcast.
Chris?
I'm Chris. I run the bunch of podcasts on Radio Horror, but also for this network, Boobs, Blood, and Badasses, the Hammer Horror podcast with my co-host, Ro Lauren.
Okay. Tim.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim, a.k.a. 8-Bit Alchemy from the Retro Redoctopus Cephala podcast, and our show covers all kinds of things that make growing up awesome. And we are happy to be a part of this huge Dork-Vania crossover event, and actually got another one of my cohorts here right now.
And let me switch over to Joe.
Hello, my name is Nintendo, and I am also part of Retro Read Octopus, Cephala podcast, where we talk about all things that make growing up awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so this was a lot of fun. I want to talk about so we each took a different portion of Castlevania, talked about the games, talked about the show, talked about the music, and just about everything. So let's Patrick, what did you cover?
Well, I didn't really cover anything on Shark Bites except for promotion, but on Throwdown Thursday, Ashes and I had a special guest, James Lamond of It Came from the 508 Productions. He is a huge Castlevania nerd, and he filled in a lot of the gaps in knowledge, even to the point where we had done some research on the Belmont family tree, and he knew it off the top of his head and actually filled in a few spots that were blank from the wiki page that I had found about it. But yeah, we covered the Belmont family, more specifically with a special emphasis on Trevor, because Trevor was James' favorite character, and probably the more well-known one because of the Netflix anime. Even if you haven't played the games, you might have seen the anime series. So we focused on Trevor and the character, who he is, where he came from, his history, his family, and basically just kind of touched on who the Belmonts are and why they do what they do.
Nice. So what was an interesting factoid that you pulled out of this?
One of the things that I thought was very interesting is that the family tree is very often incomplete, where they don't know who a lot of the parents are, because the records are very incomplete when it comes to where the exact genealogy comes from. They have the progenitor of the line, and then they have most of the tree, but you don't know who certain people's mothers or fathers are, and they could be anyone, which I think kind of enhances the lore, because it seems to me that the Belmonts have some sort of supernatural abilities if they're able to go toe to toe with some of these supernatural beings.
Awesome. How about you, Steven?
So our episode, we covered the first 4 games. Obviously Castlevania on the NES, Castlevania 2 on the NES, Castlevania 3 on the NES, and Super Castlevania 4 on SNES. So we just did a quick retrospective and review and a rating of all 4 games. One fact that I found interesting was the U.S. was the last country to get Castlevania. The first Castlevania, because Japan was the first and U.S. was the last. I think they got it a year later than Japan. But me and my co-host for Super Retro Throwback Reviews the Audiophiles, Ron, we broke down a little history about the games and our what's the word? Our
Retrospective?
Yes, how it affected us as a kid. Obviously Ron's a little older than me, so Castlevania had more of an impact on him. And when we got to Castlevania 4, that had more of an impact on me, because I grew up with that. But anyway, that was what we did.
Awesome. Chris?
Ro and I covered the lore and history of where the monsters, the mythology came from. Where does a werewolf come from? We didn't talk about where a vampire Dracula comes from. That really didn't need to be discussed. But there were a lot of different things and creatures, little aspects of the game or whatever. We wanted to delve deep into the religious aspect and the historical aspect of why does the Belmonts walk around with a BDSM weapon and not a stake? Well, it's because the guy who created Castlevania was a big fan of Indiana Jones, and that was Indiana Jones' signature accessory weapon. So, yeah, it was just a bunch of factoids of history and lore of the mythology, creatures, and objects of the franchise.
Very cool. How about you, Tim?
So Retro Octopus went through and we talked about the music of Castlevania through the ages, but one of the things that we kind of tried to do was to highlight some of the games that maybe hadn't been talked about as much in the pantheon of games. So rather than focusing so much on Castlevania 1, 2, and 3, basically each one of our hosts picked their personal choice for maybe an underrated Castlevania game, and we kind of chose 2 songs that we wanted to highlight from that, and we're able to play it and talk to people about it. And also we had our good friend Ian Wallace on the episode from our friends over at Amalgamania, so that was really, really fun to do, and he had great input and everything. But yeah, I would say that it's kind of neat to be able to talk about one of the aspects that I think for me and for a lot of people is so near and dear to our hearts with the series, is the music just being so extraordinary. And I don't know, I'll pass it over to Nintendo if you have any thoughts about the episode we did.
No, you pretty much nailed it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we had a great time.
Cool. Joe, not to leave you out, what was your favorite part of this collaboration?
Oh, with Ian?
Well, with everything.
Or just in general?
Just the
I don't know.
whole
I just think it's a fantastic idea because Castlevania is such a celebrated franchise. And with season 3 coming out, it was a fantastic idea.
Awesome. So Joe, where did you start off with Castlevania?
I started off with the original.
Yeah.
Castlevania 1.
Nice. Ever beat it?
No. 1 and 2 I could not beat, but I can go through 3, 4, and Dracula X, Symphony of the Night, and I think that's it.
So did this? So for me, I never played Symphony of the Night, and when we talked about it in the inaugural episode, I started playing it. Got so friggin' hooked on it. I beat it actually yesterday. And,
nice.
Yeah, it's thanks to you guys for telling me about what was the shrew?
Oh, the shmoo.
The shmoo.
That drops. Yeah, it drops the Chrysogrim. It's like the best weapon in the game.
Oh my god! So I spent about 2 hours farming it, and finally got it. But and then I was farming. Oh, what was it? There's this necklace that the dragon drops.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I forget what it is though.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the top luck necklace you can get. But I was farming that one for, I don't know, probably about 3 hours until I realized I was farming the wrong friggin' dragon.
Oh god, that's awful. But yeah, I know it's all about farming to get these rare drops, and then you're trying to get necklaces and rings that up your luck stat so that you can then just farm more things faster.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
So it's the original farming simulator.
Yeah. When I finally made it to the end, I mean, he wasn't I think I was level 61, and the end boss wasn't a challenge whatsoever. So it was,
you get so overpowered. Who is your favorite familiar?
Actually, I didn't learn about familiars until I was almost at the end of the game.
No way!
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
And then I saw some trick about maxing out familiars with the what's that shield that does damage? The dark shield.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, but I couldn't find the right spot with the Medusa's head, so I just said, fuck it, I'll just finish the game.
Yeah.
I hate the Medusa heads.
So
that's pretty clutch, yeah, because the dark shield you could just hold in front of you and like walk into stuff, and it would deal a little bit of damage, and it was just enough to kill the Medusa heads that you could just sit there and just get a ton of experience.
Yeah, there was somebody's hint where they said just like tape the button down to hold up the shield and leave your controller there for several hours, and I guess.
Only problem is like we can't actually leave the house, so it's not super helpful. It's like we have to just stare at that.
Yeah. So Tim, did this spark any replay for you?
So I actually did. I picked up the collection that's on the PlayStation 4 that has Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night on it. And so I had gone and played through Rondo of Blood because I had been wanting to play that game again, and that's kind of the game that had a version of it put onto the Super Nintendo that we got in the States, but in Japan they got Rondo of Blood, which was originally for basically a better version of the TurboGrafx 16. For
Yeah,
that,
the Duo.
yeah, the Turbo Duo was the system that it was originally on, and you play as Richter Belmont, and it's kind of neat because there's like branching pathways in every level. There's characters that you can rescue. It kind of went for like this more anime aesthetic, and honestly, you could probably trace some of the roots of like the style approach that maybe the anime on Netflix decided to go towards from as early as Dracula X, Rondo of Blood. Granted, the anime from that original game was kind of terrible, and the anime on Netflix is fantastic. But yeah, playing through that again was really a lot of fun.
Nice. A bunch of people in the chat room, so if you have any comments or questions, just please post them. So Angela says, hey. And J Bo says the Dorkening continues, and Laura Potter says, "Hey guys, James Lamont, go for the Upside Down Castle." And it came from the 508 says, "Y'all gonna tell Leo about the Upside Down Castle?" And you guys did. I didn't realize that until you guys let me know, and I made it there. So it's
nice.
Yeah. So I guess there was 3 different endings to that. Speaking of Patrick.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Did this spark any replays for you that you got sucked into?
It really did, and I was actually kind of impressed that I was able to remember the cheat code for Castlevania 3. If you enter your name as Help Me,
yeah,
you will have 10 lives, which is pretty awesome because I'm terrible at that game. I've never beaten any of them, but Leo, you were nice enough to get that game for me on PlayStation 4. So I spent a lot of time playing all of the games that were on there, and my wife would be like, "What are you doing? Podcast research?
So
you're
babe."
And I'm like, "Yep, playing the game again." She goes, "All right, well, I guess I'll have some more wine."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay." And so she drank her wine and watched her shows, and she's not much of a gamer, although she did. She was shown a trailer for the Alice Descent into Madness game about 10 years ago, and she's like, "We have to get either an Xbox or a PlayStation. Like, we have to get one because I have to play this game." And she played it a fair amount in November of 2010, and that save file has not changed since then.
Oh,
so that was the last time she played a game. I personally can't quite go that long without playing games, but we're two different people.
Oh, totally. You mentioned the anniversary collection. So one thing, we did cover that on our Dorkening show, so I made sure that everybody had a chance to play. You played it. James did. Found out that James did not care for Castlevania 2.
A lot of people didn't.
I didn't either.
There.
That was actually, I really enjoyed that. Steven, what did you replay out of all this? Did it spark anything for you?
So, like I said when I was talking about the show that I did, before we recorded our show, I replayed all 4 games, and I obviously the replay value for 4 is very high for me. If you listen to our show, I kept saying that multiple times when we talked about 4, and then if I were to rank them, it'd be 4, 1, 3, 2, and obviously I have the original cartridges of the games, but I played them on the Anniversary Collection. So I could have dusted off the cartridges and put them on my Retron 5 or one of my old consoles, but I decided to wimp out and play it on the Anniversary Collection. But it seems like it didn't change from when I was 5 years old playing Castlevania 4. So it just seemed like it was like a step back in time. and it felt really good playing it again.
Nice.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean, nostalgia, that's a big part of this game.
Yeah.
Chris, did this bring back any memories for you doing this collaboration, or did you go back to replay any games? What did you do?
I had just downloaded the HD collection when it had come out, and I had kickstarted Bloodstained, which is the Castlevania successor.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best word
a really
for
cool
it.
game. Yep.
Yeah. So I had never left Castlevania. I mean, we haven't had a game in quite some time, but I've been hooked on the Netflix show forever and all the games. I mean, I've always been immersed in Castlevania, and I play a ton of the music on Radio Horror because all the different games have their own individual soundtracks, and like at least 5 of them are out, 6 of them are on vinyl now. So but it was great to be able to really delve deep into a lot of what makes Castlevania so fresh and important. And it's been really nice to also see, finally, after so many years of Mario and Zelda and Metroid and Pokemon, seeing Castlevania merchandise for the first time on the shelves, because there honestly haven't been anything other than like 3 action figures from I think NECA a few years ago. But other than that, we haven't had diddly squat, and the only symbols I've seen are like you have to like tattoo on your body.
I actually really like the also addition of Simon and Richter to Super Smash Brothers, and how they put out the amiibos for them. Obviously, that must have been partially sparked from the hype drawn up from the anime, but also, I mean, the original announcement of Simon and Richter's inclusion in the game was like quite a while ago now, so I don't remember what came first or whatever, but it's awesome to see those amiibo figures out. I think they're both really awesome, and actually, that new Super Smash Brothers game paid a ton of attention to the music of Castlevania, because basically what you have is you have one stage and 2 characters in that game of having like 50 plus, and I think that they included something like 50 or 60 Castlevania songs on the soundtrack just for one stage and 2 characters. So they paid so much tribute to that franchise, because clearly it's just like it's such a revered thing. So to see that was like amazing, and a lot of them are new remixes that are made just for that game. So I was really happy to see that too. It's great to see the influx of new Castlevania stuff.
Nice.
It's really cool.
So looking back on the episodes, Tim, you covered it. We didn't go to Joe, right? Or do I got that backwards?
Correct.
Yeah. So Joe.
Yes.
Yeah. So looking back at this, did you replay anything for the collaboration?
I did not. I'm just too busy doing my YouTube stuff, so I don't really have time to play a lot of games. Although now that we're on lockdown, I've been playing Tales of Vesperia all weekend. So once I'm done with that, I'll definitely go back to Castlevania for sure.
Those JRPGs, they just draw you in.
Oh, they do. They do.
So what I'm going to do is...
I'm very disappointed that Nintendo has not played any game.
Well, Nintendo lives games. Like, he is a game.
I mean, I have posters right behind me.
You can't see them, but they're there.
Can you guys see them?
And your hat.
They're just small. I'm blind. You can probably all see them.
I can see that there are posters.
I can tell they are posters. I don't know what they say.
Yeah, they're Castlevania 1 and 2.
Oh, nice.
I see one that looks like Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, that was from Joe's trip to Buckingham Palace.
Yes, yeah. Yep. No, that's actually the ending to Mega Man 2, done by the Gamescape artist.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, he's a very talented dude. We met him at the Retro World Expo. Very cool.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah, basically takes screenshots from games and turns them into like actual artwork, like classical paintings that like your grandmother would approve of.
Yeah, there was a guy who used to work at a Crown of Thorns Tattoo who would take like beautiful city-side landscapes of like Boston or some city, and he'd stick like Metroplex or Triptychon in there from Transformers, or beautiful, elegant forest, and you'd see like in the background Snake Eyes hanging from a tree.
Oh, nice.
That's rad. That's really cool.
One of his artworks, and it was the Jaws NES cover.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh, sweet, nice.
Yeah.
No, so something good. He brought something good to something absolutely terrible.
Hey, I liked that game when it came out.
I have
But
no
you
problem
grew
with
up
that
and
game.
you understood how games were supposed to be, right? Hopefully, no.
No, I was already old when that came out, so there's no excuse for me, not at all.
There's some new game coming out where you get to play as a shark and you get to eat people. Patsy, what is that called?
Yes.
I think that's already out. That is a Jaws game, I think.
Right here. This is
Oh,
it.
Maneater.
Maneater.
Yes.
Oh, is that
yeah.
what it is? Oh,
Maneater.
okay.
Yep.
That was a
Yeah,
Jaws
I got
game.
this at PAX East. They had these. They had giant foam fins you could wear, giant barrels of like fake blood that were filled with these, and then you got to play the demo as the shark. They were in the booth right next to me at Square.
Oh,
so
nice. Yeah,
that was
I actually I was at PAX East too, and I was walking around and I saw the Maneater line in the booth and everything, and I was like, that looks amazing. But every time I went by it, there were so many people. I was like, I'm not going to wait in line, but I definitely want to check it out. It looks awesome.
Yeah. No, totally agree.
yeah.
So I'm going to try to switch screens here and see if I can show you guys. So we're going to be announcing the prizes, the winners shortly. So going over, this is from our blog post, which you could have found how to enter and the list of prizes as well. So first prize is the Diamond Select Trevor Castlevania Original Soundtrack Record, Super NES Castlevania 4 cart, an iTunes card, and a Google Play card. Second prize is an amiibo of Simon, the NES Castlevania cart, and a Dracula Pop. And then third prize is the Trevor Funko Pop, Blue Fangs Pop, and a Castlevania paperback book, Castlevania poster. And thanks to Patrick for showing me the Wheel of Names. I'm going to put the names in there here, and I apologize. I think we made this a little too difficult of a contest.
I disagree.
Was that, Patrick?
I don't think it's too difficult of a contest. It just came out at a time that might have hurt us pretty badly, but
Yeah.
might have been a couple episodes too long, but not difficult. Just definitely could have been a tiny bit shorter, maybe.
No, I totally agree. So we had two awesome.
I disagree. Everybody's home. Everybody's got the opportunity to, there's so much not going on right now.
This is a time
You just listen to your favorite pod.
News and listen to the Dorkening.
This is the time
there you
for us
go.
to promote our shows because people are inside.
Yeah.
They should be listening to podcasts.
Well,
Right?
hopefully this got people a chance to check out the other shows on the network because you guys are doing awesome jobs. I love everything you're doing, and I want to thank you so much for putting so much blood and sweat and tears into all this. And so I'm gonna put we had two entries, James Lamond and Matt Dennert. And so what we did is Patrick suggested I put each name 5 times. Not
Sorry.
That wasn't me this time.
I was gonna say, Patsy, what the hell?
Sorry. That was my co-host sending me something.
So I have each name 5 times, and they're not in consecutive order, so it's just on, off, on, off, on, off. And here we go. Let's see who the winner is. This will be for the grand prize.
I can't see it. Did you screen share?
I'm not screen sharing. It's being broadcast live. Matt
I hear.
Dennert is the grand prize winner. Congratulations, Matt. So for that means James gets second prize. How should we handle third prize? Should we just split it between the two?
Split it up.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Split it up.
Split it up. We will do that. So what we'll do is, we'll let's see. Trevor, who do you think Trevor should go to?
Well, James is a huge Trevor fan, and he did cover that on the show. So,
Okay.
I would
Pretty
say
good.
we'll give that one to James.
Pretty good reason.
Okay. And then what I'll do is if you want to pick the paperback book. Let's see. That and a poster. So we'll reach out to you guys, see who wants which is which, and maybe I'll throw something else in there from Amazon to sweeten it up a bit. So there we go. The winners.
All right.
Congrats,
Congrats,
guys.
everybody. Yeah. Thanks for paying attention.
Yeah, totally.
Checking out all the shows.
Thank you for supporting us.
Yeah, absolutely.
James Lamont says he has it. He has that Funko, so we'll switch him up. We'll switch.
Switch 'em up.
We'll give you the other one.
Yeah.
Push them up.
Yeah.
There.
We'll give you what's his name? Mitten?
Blue Fangs.
It's Mittens.
Mittens. Yeah. Mittens Belmont.
Very cool. There, I'm just making note of this. And James.
So I'm glad that
oh yeah,
we have a fan who was able to get this.
totally.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Going to a good home.
And James is.
So thank you guys.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Patrick.
I'm on some kind of delay. I apologize. I'm on some kind of delay because I try to start talking when there's a gap in between conversation, and I always end up walking over somebody. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out all the shows. Thank you for participating in the contest. And like Angel says, watch the box streaming on the Avail app, or go to itcamefromthe508.com and buy it for $10. It's well worth it.
Totally. So I'm going to reach out to both James and Matt to get your addresses, and we'll get these prizes out. And if you want to just take pictures, share them on social media, make sure you tag all the shows here. That'd be awesome. You know, just share the love. And yeah, you guys did an awesome job. Thank you so much for this. Silence? That's it? Nothing?
Well, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
no,
thanks for having us.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad that we could get something like this going together. And I think in the future, you know, events like this could be replicated again and maybe dialed it back on a smaller scale to make it something that maybe more people are able to engage with and what have you. But I think it's good to be ambitious up front. And, you know, the fact that we got 2 people at the end with the full message, and I'm sure plenty of people who listen to various parts throughout. Thank you guys.
Totally. And you hit the nail on the head, because this was 8 hours worth of content to listen to.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris?
There is the PlayStation idea that I had come up with a few months back before we went to Castlevania, to do later this year.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
With only 4 systems, we only need like 4 shows. So, you know, or 3 shows or 2 shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not 8 shows to. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That'd be great. And you know, because it's PlayStation's 25th anniversary
this year, and PlayStation 5 is still. Sony said, despite everything going on, PlayStation 5 will still be out in November.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know this is about Castlevania, but what are you guys playing nowadays?
I already told you what I was playing.
So,
Well,
Chris is playing Doom. I still want to play that.
Doom 64.
Doom 64.
Yes, which you got for
Oh,
free.
nice, Steven. Doom
Well,
64.
The communist that
I
you got it for
downloaded,
free at the communist at GameStop.
I downloaded it on the Switch because I didn't want to go to GameStop and purchase it. It's only available digitally, so
Yeah.
but with the Switch, you get like an extra level or a couple extra levels, and that was one of the games I didn't get on the N64 when I was a kid. And I'm a big Doom fan, and I really wanted to play it. So it's really, you know, that's the one I've been playing. So
It's kind of crazy. I never realized that Doom 64 until this year was its own game. I actually just thought it was a port of Doom from, you know, way back when, because Doom was ported onto every console. So in the stores, when I would see Doom 64, my brain just went, "Oh, it's the Doom game that I know and, you know, love, but on the N64." But yeah, it's a totally different game. So I actually do really want to pick that up. I have not played that though.
yeah, it's well worth the money if you download it on the Switch. Plus, if you get it on the Switch, you'll get like a couple extra levels that weren't.
That's awesome. That's super cool. I'll have to check that out.
Chris,
And you get something extra in Doom Eternal if you have the Doom 64.
Oh wow, cool.
oh, and I heard Doom Eternal on one of the machines that you find, like one of the computers. There's something you can do where you can actually play the entire Doom 2 on it.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
you have to find the it's in the Doom. So Doom guy in his little floating giant castle fortress that you get a break from. He has an entire room filled with every copy of every magazine and book written about Doom. Every toy, you have to find the toys, but every copy of Doom ever made is sitting on a shelf. And then there's a computer that you have to find the stuff that you're talking about in the game. I have not found anything like that. There are 14 discs to find in order to do what you want to do.
That's really cool though. That's awesome homage to the series. Like I haven't played Doom Eternal yet because I bought the other game that came out on that day, which is the new Animal Crossing game. And I've gotten myself and my girlfriend hooked on Animal Crossing. She's currently planting bamboo trees as we speak, and it's just good fun. It's addicting, is what it is.
This is the Doom lunchbox that you got at GameStop before I found out what GameStop was doing to their employees, unfortunately.
Oh, okay,
But,
yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not buying my Resident Evil 3 from them. I can buy it directly from digital. I prefer physical copies, so I'm gonna get mine from like Capcom. I canceled my Resident Evil 3 order there.
Wow. Yeah, that's another.
Speaking of Doom, I've been doing the game that I've been playing more than anything I've ever played ever, Fallout 4. They have the Doom bundle through the Creation Club that gets you the the Doom guy armor, and also you have to find your way into the glowing sea, which is where the bombs fell in Boston. It's highly irradiated, and there's a raider that has the BFG, so you can go and get the BFG, and
Nice.
it's amazing.
Really?
Does not come with a lot of ammo, and ammo is 105 caps per unit, so
Wow.
it's super expensive.
Does it just shoot forward a ball of pure destruction though? Like, is it as powerful as it
Yeah.
should be? Okay.
Yeah, like it hits somebody. Like I'm at a super high level at this point, so it'll hit someone and take 3/4 of their energy out. Like I don't use it that often. Like I
Can you
save
use
it
it-
for like bosses.
Can you use it to destroy buildings?
Unfortunately, no, because that's just not something you can really do in Fallout 4.
Oh,
anyways.
really? Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought Fallout had a lot of like building creation stuff.
yeah.
There's build creation stuff, but like you can't really destroy like the stuff that's there. Like
Okay.
you can shoot at a building and it'll show bullet holes, but when you come back 5 minutes later, they're all gone.
They're gone. Okay. Okay. That's still really cool though.
Yeah, it's a fun. Like they do that when like there's a big game. Like I have the Skyrim helmet and sword set.
Oh wow.
Fuss
Cool.
Roda and all that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's and it supports people who. It's not like a mod. I mean, it kind of is, but it's like something that won't destroy your game if you download it. But it gives you like extra quests if you're like me, and in the past 4 years you've put like 2,500 hours into the game.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's
I love that game so much.
that's one game I really couldn't get into. I have it, Fallout 4, but it's I was more of a Skyrim guy.
It takes I'm the opposite, but it takes a while. But once you like really get into it and you're like, I have to buy a home, and I can buy a home in Diamond City, which is just Fenway Park repurposed for people living in it, and there's like a market. But the best part is like the attention to detail. Like you can walk up into the bleachers and find the red seat where Ted Williams hit his 406-foot home run.
That's so cool.
Like, so that's still there. So it's I like that. I like that the fact that it's all in Boston. I mean, it's obviously it's scaled down because you can walk from like Lexington to Fenway Park in about 4 minutes. Which I don't believe is very accurate, but
I mean, I've
can
never
do it.
done it though, so like it might take 4 minutes. I've never done
you
it.
can walk from Salem to Fenway in about 8 minutes. That I know you can't do.
You can't go anywhere from Salem in 8 minutes.
No.
It's like, oh, I'm still in the same parking spot.
God damn it! There's too many cars.
Tim, did you say what you're playing now?
Yeah, so I just mentioned I'm playing the new Animal Crossing game, which had come out the same day as Doom Eternal. And I mean, it's a series I had played back on the GameCube when it first came out. I wanted to just see what the fuss was about. I didn't really understand it. And then when I first started playing it, I was like, I think it's kind of like The Sims, where you just sort of enjoy like the building and the crafting of like a town, and it's relaxing, and you can kind of like just, take a few hours or 10 in a row hours just straight of planting flowers and fishing and stuff. It's kind of hard to explain it other than it's just weirdly addicting. And this latest game does a lot to it adds a lot of like that kind of crafting system that people are used to with things like Minecraft and any games that have like a survival aspect to it. So there's a lot of like harvesting wood and various different materials to build all sorts of different recipes that you get from doing various things. But it's a lot of fun, and you're able to, if you have other friends who are playing it and stuff, you can visit each other's towns and help each other mutually kind of contribute to their island as much as they can contribute to yours. And in this current climate of not being able to really go and visit people that often, this game kind of came out at the perfect time. It's weird. I almost feel like Nintendo had something to do with this. It's kind of weird.
It's funny, the most cutesy, cuddly game ever comes out the same day as one of the most violent, heart-wrenching, bloody, gory games, Doom. Same day.
And what I think is so amazing is the number of fan art that have been generated about like the Doom and Animal Crossing like crossovers because of that. Like they both share the same release date. And I'll be perfectly honest, it's some of the most like actual genuine respect for two totally different series, because you have like Doom Guy holding the little Animal Crossing puppy, and the Animal Crossing puppy looks at Doom Guy and just goes rip and tear until it's done, and then the Doom Guy just takes out like the BFG like a bunch of people, and it's just fucking awesome. Like there's no disrespect. It's not like Doom Guy's killing the Animal Crossing people. They're just working together to do whatever. It's like, it's awesome. I think it's so fun.
I've seen some where they've switched places and you see like a little Animal Crossing guy like blowing his way through hell.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They're like planting flowers.
Yeah, I saw on Reddit there was a fan art somebody did. It was an incredibly well done like CG video, and it kind of combined aspects of both games. It looked like it was from Nintendo and id. Like I have no idea. The person who made it was amazing. I'll have to find it and post it on the page. But yeah, it was great, and they had like a mock-up of each game's title screen in the font, but it said the opposite one. So it was like the Animal Crossing cutesy title screen, and it said Doom Eternal, and the vice versa had like the gory, bloody like metal letters dripping in blood, and it said Animal Crossing New Horizons. Like it's just super awesome. I love it.
Did you visit the Animal Crossing town they had built at PAX East?
I did, yeah. I didn't get to play the game, but I did go there to get the like collectible pin, and I saw like the trees and like the fruits and everything that they had built there. Honestly, they did a nice job. Like it was a pretty well put together set.
At the end of each day, were you there at the end of each day when the unmasking happened?
No. Oh, that sounds terrifying.
So the people walking around in the Animal Crossing costumes?
Yeah.
They were all but you had to be at least 5'1" or 5'2" because the costume's eyesight where it was for you to see out of the costume could only fit 5'1" or 5'2" people.
Right, yeah. It's not adjustable, right? Like it's just one costume, yeah.
It's just one costume, and there were 4 animals walking around. And at the end of the day, they would unveil who the person is. I don't know if they were anybody like significant. It wasn't like, oh, it's Felicia Day, because Felicia Day was there one day. But everyone was chanting, "Take it off! Take it off! Take it off!" You could hear it from the other side of the convention where I was at Square Enix.
And the little kids are like, "Mommy, why are all the people telling Tom Nook to take it off?"
Yeah, they were all like really petite looking little women. Yeah. Not girls, but full adult women, but very, very tiny.
They did a nice job setting up over there. I'm still kind of baffled that PAX East was able to happen, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. It's because of before it went crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad that it worked out that way, but yeah, it was just sheer luck. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing lately.
So there was a question in the comments. How is Doom Eternal, and how is it compared to the last Doom?
Doom Eternal is insanely difficult. If you think you're going to be a badass and put it on the hard or normal difficulty, it is unrelentingly difficult. If you put it on the regular easy, I don't know what it's called, pussy mode or don't be nice to me mode, whatever that is called, they it definitely there's a curb and it helps you a lot. You know what I mean? But it looks a lot like the last Doom game. I mean, it's kind of its sequel. It's not like the dark Silent Hill Resident Evil game that was Doom 3. But it's definitely one of those games you have to keep on moving. Don't stop when you're fighting an enemy. It's move, shoot, go back to that enemy, especially if the enemy is huge and big. But it is like in disgustingly violent. Also, you have to take a minute to just pan around the camera, especially when you're outside. The sights of hell and Earth enveloped in hell is so beautiful. It would be something that make like H.R. Geiger proud.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I normally try to wait a little ways before I get a game. I let it drop in price.
Definitely do that.
I just picked up Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice. I liked that game a lot, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know if it's been a long time since I played an Assassin's Creed, so I didn't know if I think 2 was the last one I played.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 2 actually was the one that I started on, and I feel like kind of like what you said, Leo, where like I usually wait a while in between playing these games when they come out, and for me, like Assassin's Creed is a game that every game in the series is like technically good in its own right, but if you play too many of them, you kind of get that fatigue, I think. So I think I had played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was like the pirate one.
That's a lot of fun.
That game is fantastic. I mean, that is still, I think, one of the best. And then so many, I think like 4 games had come out, 4 or 5 since then. And I played through Odyssey just on a whim because I kind of was in the mood for another Assassin's Creed, and I adored it. I thought everything that they did with the Greek mythology, the setting, the weapons that you would get, the like mythical creatures that you would come across. I mean, wow, they made a really good game with that one. I liked it a lot, which is surprising because I guess I've heard a lot of people maybe didn't like it so much. So maybe it just came at the right time for me. But yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's on sale this weekend. So if you check, I picked it up. It's the PlayStation Store. I think it was $20. So
that's a great price. Yeah.
Totally.
There's a lot of free stuff on PlayStation Network right now, like Control. If you have PlayStation Network, PlayStation's gaming, whatever it's called, Control is free.
Wait, really?
Yes.
I will say,
okay, I'm gonna download that right now.
Yeah, download it right now. You can cancel the
I almost
subscription.
bought that game. Wow.
Yeah. Control is one of the best games that come out last year. Brand new female video game character they created for it. A lot of fun.
I demoed it at PAX last year, and I actually have a hat like this one from Control, and I just had been meaning to pick it up for time, but I just wanted to wait for it to drop in price, and I guess I waited for it to drop to the best possible price.
Free
is good.
The price of On the House.
Yeah, there's a bunch of, you can definitely check out, for anyone listening, I don't know what's going on Xbox and Nintendo because I don't have the Switch, but there's tons of discounted PlayStation games. I bought Soma for $5, and Soma came out was $30, really big horror survival independent game, $5. That's why I'm waiting on like the Blair Witch Project. I have a demo of it I played, I enjoyed, but I'm gonna wait for the whole thing to really drop in price. I got Sinking City before GameStop's bullshit for like $6. So
now PlayStation Now, that's a monthly charge, right?
It is, but you can cancel it.
Okay.
Oh, so did you say PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus?
I don't remember.
PlayStation Now.
Yeah, because it's not free on PS.
Okay.
No,
Okay, yeah, because I don't have PlayStation Now, so okay, that's fine.
There's a 2-week free trial of it.
Cool.
It is on sale for $23 this weekend, though.
Yeah, that's definitely a good price.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of free trials, CBS All Access is giving you 30 days. You get an additional 30 days on top of it if you cancel it.
Yes, I just canceled mine, and they said, "Hey, we'll keep you free." So
Yeah, great. Because I want to watch The Twilight Zone, and Discovery season 3 starts next month.
oh,
And
And they
nice.
made Star Trek Picard. They made free for anybody who signed up and used a promotional code or something.
But Patrick Stewart himself was the one promoting it because he was talking about, hey, stay inside, coronavirus, it's bad, but I want to let you know season 2 is going to happen. And by the way, free month. Last episode debuts this week. Patrick Stewart was their big
I
spokesperson.
don't know
for
how
it.
they're going to do a second season after the finale, but either way, I'm excited.
So was the finale this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one episode.
I still have to watch it.
But they have to go to the season 2 because they're on the eve of the 25th century, and no Star Trek show has gone that far into the future. So,
Well, Discovery actually starts off.
well, yeah. Okay, technically.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're gonna come back or not, but yeah, it's I'm eager for Discovery season what 3?
Yeah, they're filmed. They're done.
Yeah.
They filmed it. They said they're filmed on season 3.
Yep.
There was a list of shows online that listed all the shows that got finished filming before the breakdown, so they can do all the post production at home, in private studios and stuff.
Nice. Steven, it sounded like you were trying to break in there. What were you gonna say?
When you guys were talking about deals, I just wanted to say, with everything going on right now, and you guys, people that are sheltered in home and are gamers or streamers or playing games or downloading stuff, take advantage of those deals, because whether it's on the Nintendo Switch or on Xbox, I've been taking advantage of a whole boatload of deals. Even on the computer, it was like a 10-hour deal, but IGN deals just revealed like a lifetime subscription to XSplit for $20.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible!
Yeah, so I took advantage of that.
What was it, Steven? You broke up at that last part.
Lifetime subscription to XSplit for $20.
Oh, nice.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, lifetime deals. So where did you get that from, Steven?
IGN.
From IGN deals.
IGN deals. Okay. There's another service out there called AppSumo that sells lifetime access to applications.
Stack Social. That was what IGN deals was sharing.
What was that again?
Stack Social.
Stack Social. Yeah. So those are the two systems out there. I've bought several things through Stack Social. I get a lot of stuff through AppSumo. Matter of fact, they have one right now that I just got, Social Animal, which allows you to, it's sort of like collects, it's sort of like a Google search for articles and writers. So you can see who's sharing what type of posts are being shared, and where they're having the success on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just about the time. Anything else?
Wasn't that your nickname in high school too?
Social Animal? Yeah, no, not even close. I was the type of person that they asked. It was a school gathering, and they were calling me out on something something good I did, and I stood up, and people yelled at me to sit down. So, yeah.
Those people are jerks. We don't need them.
I know. Sit down, nerd, or get down.
And you
nerd.
rocked a Mighty Vengeance.
What's that?
Did you rock them a Mighty Vengeance?
Yes, I did. So anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we wrap it up? No.
I don't think so.
No.
Just thanks again.
Oh, thank you guys. It was an absolute blast. Love having you guys on the show.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Pat.
Attaboy. You get an attaboy for that.
I want to thank everybody for watching here, and definitely check out all the shows on the network here, especially everybody here that contributed. There's a bunch of links down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And we'll do the rundown. So we'll start off with Nintendo.
Hello.
Hello.
Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye.
So you're on Super Retro, but what else you got going on? You mentioned your YouTube stuff.
Oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel called Nintendo 25, and I just do basically pickup videos and unboxings and all that boring stuff. So check it out.
It's not boring at all. Not boring at all.
Also, for clarification, we're not Super Red Stevens thing. We don't want to take that from. We're Retro Redoctopus. But we are brothers in retro.
Yes.
So I mean, if we get mistaken for each other, that is totally cool. I just want to give credit where credit's
did
due.
I screw up again?
Right.
I screwed up again, didn't I?
It's okay. It's okay.
It's all good.
Leo, my man, you can stand up. I'm not going to tell you to sit back down.
Retro Redoctopus. You guys have the most badass logo. I love the 8-foot octopus. Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
So Tim, anything else you'd like to plug there for you guys? For Retro Redoctopus?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we're going to be having a new episode coming out, Tentacle Tuesday. That's every other Tuesday. And so I think we have one coming out this Tuesday.
Yeah, it's this
Joe?
Tuesday. Yeah.
Right? Tuesday. And that's going to be about Leslie Nielsen, the comedian famous for the Naked Gun movies and many other things. We adore. So we were able to record that remotely for the first time. Usually we try to go all in studio, so we're gonna have worse sound quality stuff, but if you guys are interested and love Leslie Nielsen, definitely check it out. And then as far as my independent stuff, I go by 8-Bit Alchemy on YouTube, and I do a lot of like classic Nintendo 8-bit music on there, and I'm always looking for commissions, always looking for projects to work on and people to work with. So definitely reach out, don't be shy. I'd love to work with you, and get you some custom music done. So
Actually, my theme song was made by 8-Bit Alchemy.
Really?
that is true. That is true.
And so is the closing theme.
Yes, the Shark Bites closing theme as well.
That's right.
Yep.
Awesome. I need to talk to you.
All right, we can talk. We can talk.
Awesome. Chris.
We got a new episode coming with Steven from Super Retro coming on the show with us next Sunday. We're covering Scars of Dracula and the Scream Factory release of that movie. And we just got done recording the Dracula 1972 AD, me and Ro. So new episode. Try to have new episode every other Sunday evening of the Boobs, Blood, and Badasses, the Hammer Horror podcast, where we talk about the boobs of the movie, the bloodiest parts of the movie, and who the badass of the movie was, which almost every week has usually been Christopher Lee, because he's Christopher Lee. So
Awesome. Steven.
So we have two podcasts on Super Retro Throwback Reviews. Our multi-award nominated pop culture podcast, Super Retro Throwback Reviews, the audio files, episode 88, called 88 Days Later, comes out tomorrow. We've had a bit of a theme going on because usually we talk pop culture news, but all the pop culture news is related to what's going on right now. So this episode is called 88 Days Later. If you're a horror fan, you know what we're talking about. In our second podcast, CSI The Vegas Files, me and my girlfriend, we are reviewing every episode of CSI, all 15 seasons, all 337 episodes each week. So this Friday is season 1, episode 15. We've been posting a whole boatload of bonus episodes in between. So today was top 10 WrestleMania matches, with WrestleMania happening next weekend. The only sporting event that's going on right now. I did a top 10 with some good friends of mine. And then this Wednesday, if you don't want to listen to the entire show of Monday's show, we have an interview in the show, but that interview will be on Wednesday. So also you can listen to Super Retro Throwback Reviews, find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our CSI show on Twitter.
Awesome. Patrick.
Yeah, you can find pretty much everything that I do on throwdownthursdaypodcast.com. It has links to all of our past episodes, has links to the Shark Bites podcast that I do. This past week, we just covered Fry from Futurama, and this week we'll be talking Bender from Futurama. So, and we are rapidly closing in on our 200th episode, which
Wow.
I'm pretty happy about, because we've put out an episode every single week for nearly 4 years now. We haven't missed a week.
That's awesome.
There have been some close calls, but we've done an episode every single week, so we're pretty happy about that. So we're gonna have like a little thanking the fans episode for that. We don't know exactly what we're doing, but the in between the Bender episode and that, because that'll be episode 197. So episodes 198 and 199, this coming weekend, I am going to have Ashes watch all 3 of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, the extended version. She's never seen any of them.
Oh, God.
But she
So
is also going
that's a 2-day event right there.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of watching.
It is a 2-day event. And she is going to be live tweeting her reaction to all the different characters and
Nice.
plot points.
Nice. This is going to be
We
good.
are
How much
going to
wine
come
is there going to be?
Oh, there'll be plenty of wine, and I have some stuff as well. But we're going to have snacks, we're going to have wine, and we're going to be live tweeting. I will be also live tweeting some of her reactions that she may or may not be able to get on there. But it's going to be very interesting. Where again, she's never seen any of them. She doesn't know the difference between an orc and an ent. But this is going to be a lot of fun. So this is something I've been looking forward to for quite some time.
That's going to be awesome. So I want to thank you all for checking this out. I want to thank everybody for their awesome hard work. I keep on saying awesome because this was awesome. But head on over to thedorkening.com for all the podcasts. But more importantly, I want to thank the shows that participated in this, starting with Retro Redoctopus.
Thank you for saying the name correctly, by the way.
Thank you. It takes me a bit. I love you guys. Throwdown Thursday, Super Retro Throwback Reviews, Amalga Cast, Boobs, Blood, and Badasses, and also my homies on the Dorkening, Yo-Yo and James, and sometimes Alex, and sometimes Patrick. But I want to thank
Yes, when we're not recording, yes.
Totally. Patrick, you want to close us out with some Castlevania music there?
Yeah, let's try this one.
Catch you later.